Right now at noon, an Albemarle County utility is taking a look at how hundreds of new homes in the Southwood community could impact water and sewer service.
I'd like to know where my money went. I'd like to know where everyone's money went.
A Central Virginia homeowner is demanding answers after a builder unexpectedly closes, abandoning customers and contractors. The Charlottesville Voter Registrar's Office is warning people of a letter that's causing confusion about their voting status.
Live in high definition from the area's most experienced news team, this is NBC 29 HD News at Noon.
First at noon, the Albemarle County Service Authority is working to make sure a plan to build hundreds of affordable housing units doesn't drain the neighborhood's water supply or strain its sewer service. NBC 29's CJ Pascal is back from a meeting to discuss the infrastructure issue in Southwood. He's live in the newsroom with the details. Good afternoon, CJ. CJ Pascal starting us off in the newsroom this afternoon. Thank you, CJ. Some homeowners and subcontractors in Central Virginia are in financial and legal trouble after a home builder closed without warning, leaving houses unfinished and workers unpaid. David James Homes filed for bankruptcy in late August. Customer Faith Pugh signed a contract for her home in Albemarle County in July of 2018 with a promised move-in date by December. Well, December came and work had just begun on her house. She was left with the shell of a home. David James also failed to pay the subcontractors that hired to work on Pugh's home. Now, those subcontractors filed mechanics liens against her.
I paid these.
If you or someone you know is affected by the closure of David James Homes, you can contact the Virginia Department of Professional and Occupational Regulation to file a claim. That number is on your screen. It's 804-367-8504. To Decision 2019 this afternoon, absentee voting in November's general election gets underway here in Virginia tomorrow. Qualified voters can cast a ballot in person at their local registrar's office or by mail. To vote, you must meet one of 20 eligibility requirements. Qualifying reasons to vote absentee include pregnancy, a religious obligation, or personal business or vacation that will take you outside the area where you live on Election Day. We have a link to request an absentee ballot on our website, NBC29.com. Charlottesville's voter registration office is trying to straighten out some misinformation surrounding the upcoming election. Letters from the Center for Voter Information have been gone out. They make it seem like people are not registered to vote, even if they are. While the application included with that letter is real, the center is not associated with any official voting office. The acting general registrar in Charlottesville calls this a startle technique. If you get one of these letters or have any questions, you can call your registrar's office. You can also check out your registration status and voting history online. We have a link at NBC29.com. Candidates hoping to take a seat on Charlottesville City Council are ramping up their fundraising efforts ahead of November's election. New campaign finance reports are out for contributions between July 1st and August 31st. Independent candidate Bellamy Brown raised the most, bringing in more than $5,100. Democrat Sina McGill came in second, raising more than $1,700. Democratic candidates Lloyd Snook raised $550 and Michael Payne raised $185. Other independent candidates, John Hall and Paul Long, have not yet reported their new totals. At last check, Hall brought in $430. Long had $800. This year's general election is November 5th. The deadline to register to vote is October 15th. A Florida man is charged with interfering in the Charlottesville City Council election. The alleged racially motivated threats led to the arrest of Daniel McMahon Wednesday. A federal grand jury indicted the 31-year-old on 4 charges, 2 dealing with election interference, 1 for threat to injure, and another for cyber stalking. He's accused of threatening an African-American man with the initials DG, causing him to drop out of the race the same day he planned to announce his candidacy at an event in January. A Churchville man faces several charges after an investigation by the Skyline Drug Task Force and the Augusta County Sheriff's Office. 47-year-old Henry White faces possession, distribution, and firearms charges. Police searched White's home Wednesday on Dry Branch Road as part of an ongoing criminal investigation. White is held without bond right now at the Middle River Regional Jail. Shenandoah Valley Regional Airport is getting $300,000 in federal funds for some improvement projects. The airport in Weir's Cave is one of 11 airports in Virginia receiving part of a nearly $24 million grant from the U.S. Department of Transportation. Shenandoah Valley Regional will use its share to build a taxiway and acquire safety and security equipment. Richmond International received one of the largest awards, $8.7 million, to build a taxiway. An historic preservation project in Stanton is getting even bigger. The Gypsy Hill Park Gateway Restoration Committee is launching a fundraising campaign for a second phase of upgrades to the park that will create more of an experience in the open green space behind the pump house with seating, interpretive signage, and sidewalks.
The response project.
So far, the group cleaned up the brick piers, repainted the garden center, and added a fence. The committee is currently restoring an historic light fixture and roofs on 3 separate spring boxes. It's waiting on a large metal gateway sign that will announce Gypsy Hill Park, established 1889. A plan to build dozens of new apartments on Rio Road in Albemarle County is facing a setback. Last night, supervisors referred an application for the rezoning of 999 Rio Road back to county planners. The area near Belvedere Boulevard would be rezoned from residential to neighborhood to allow for 46 residential units and some commercial space. During a public hearing last night, many people voiced concerns over traffic congestion, and they say the intersection there is already a high crash area. Since the application was referred back to the Planning Commission, the applicant, the developer, can make changes and resubmit it. Planners will then hold another public hearing before supervisors get the final say. A popular Charlottesville diner is back open to customers after being closed for 2 years. Blue Moon Diner reopened Wednesday afternoon. It temporarily closed in 2017 while the new development 600 West Main went up around the building. The owners didn't make a lot of changes to the look of the dining area, but they did update the restaurant's electrical and plumbing systems and added some new flooring and creative tables and seats. The owners hope to offer rooftop dining at some point next year. A nonprofit animal sanctuary in Schuyler is giving people a chance to spend the day with horses, goats, and pigs. The White Pig Animal Sanctuary will hold its second annual open house Saturday. The goal of the event is to help people better understand and appreciate the animal rescue and what it does to protect the pigs it saves.
Our sanctuary
Visitors will also learn about the sanctuary's ongoing expansion, which includes increasing land space to allow for more rescued animals, building new barns, and also increasing outreach in the community. The open house takes place Saturday from noon until 8. People in the nation's capital can now get a new view of one of the city's iconic landmarks. After years of repairs, the Washington Monument reopens, allowing visitors to go inside and ride all the way up to the top.
Because parts of Virginia are now in moderate drought.
I was going to say, we really could use it because we have not seen much, definitely no widespread rain.
Yeah, we are nearly 2 inches below average just for the month of September.
I think last year we were complaining about too much.
Yeah, we had a big time surplus.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you, Josh. In this week's segment of Straight Talk MD, we're talking sex. Sex offers more than a feeling of intimacy or pleasure. It also offers some incredible health benefits. UVA's Dr. Brandy Patterson explains. Welcome back. Visitors to the nation's capital can now take in a bird's eye view of the city from the Washington Monument. The iconic landmark underwent security and elevator upgrades as part of a multi-million-dollar restoration. NBC's Dan Sheneman gives us a look. The Washington Monument is open every single day from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tickets are free if you pick them up the day of your visit, or you can pay $1.50 in order to order them in advance. We have more information on our website, NBC29.com. The University of Virginia debuts a new resource to help people struggling with an opioid addiction. Crews in Texas work overnight to rescue hundreds of people from their homes due to flash flooding caused by Tropical Depression Imelda. The remnants of Tropical Storm Imelda are causing flash flooding across East Texas. Overnight, crews performed hundreds of high water rescues to save people from their homes. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez reports. Here now is a look at the top stories we're following on this Thursday afternoon. The Albemarle County Service Authority says plans to build hundreds of affordable housing units in the Southwood neighborhood should not affect the community's water or sewer systems. This morning, county officials briefed the Service Authority on existing capacity at both systems. The county says all 375 mobile homes in Southwood are connected to public water, while 275 are connected to the public sewer system. Based on those numbers, people currently living in Southwood will receive a credit for the existing capacity of water and sewer utilities. The county says it expects new infrastructure will make both services more reliable. Homeowners and contractors across Central Virginia are facing legal and financial issues after a home builder closed abruptly. David James Homes filed for bankruptcy in August, leaving 4 families in Albemarle County without the homes they were promised. Several subcontractors say they are still owed thousands of dollars for their work. Some have filed mechanics liens against the affected homeowners, saying it's the only way they may give back some of their money. Virginia voters can soon cast an absentee ballot for the November 5th general election. Absentee voting gets underway tomorrow. Qualified voters can cast a ballot in person at their local registrar's office or by mail. To vote, you must meet one of 20 eligibility requirements, and those include pregnancy, a religious obligation, or a vacation outside where you live on Election Day. We have a link to request an absentee ballot on our website, NBC29.com. On the Health Connection, the manufacturer of OxyContin is asking a bankruptcy court judge to halt all the lawsuits against it. Purdue Pharma's request is standard for a company that files for bankruptcy. The company filed earlier this week in an effort to settle more than 2,000 lawsuits it faces over its role in the national opioid crisis. Yesterday, a judge signed off on a plan for the company to operate as usual, including paying salaries and supplying drugs to distributors. The University of Virginia now has a helpline for people who are dealing with an opioid addiction. A toll-free line is for Virginians who either have been diagnosed as having an opioid use problem or are concerned about their opioid use. The line is currently staffed during normal business hours. Organizers say they are considering making it a 24-hour helpline in the future. The helpline number is 1-877-OPIOIDS. A new study finds more than 100,000 cancer cases may stem from contaminants in tap water. Researchers with the Environmental Working Group calculated the combined health effects of 22 carcinogens found in U.S. water systems. They say most of the cancer risk comes from arsenic and radioactive elements, including uranium. The highest risk was found in smaller communities that rely on groundwater. While many community water systems meet the legal standards, researchers say contaminants, even at legal concentrations, can pose a health risk. They say installing a water filter can reduce exposure to those contaminants. People in New Mexico may soon be able to attend public colleges for free. The governor there announced a plan where the state would cover the bill for anything not covered by grants or scholarships. Marissa Armas reports. That is Marissa Armas reporting. Our guest from the center today is Deanna Sheedy, here to talk about an ongoing effort at the center, which is looking at diversity and inclusion. There's a diversity and inclusion committee, right, that formed at the center. Tell us just first a little bit about that group.
So it's a group that's working to broaden participation in programs at the center and ensure accessibility for everyone. We have been able to engage in discussions with our community centered on topics of diversity. One of our initiatives this month was to start a speaker series where local leaders come to the center, and they're leaders who are instrumental in shaping a culture of inclusion in Charlottesville, and they're giving presentations at our center.
And one of those is coming up on next Thursday, right?
Right, it's Thursday, September 26th. It's called Pillars of Family Restoration: Roots, Ancestors, and DNA. And the presenter is Leontine Clay Peck. The presentations are about an hour long. There's time afterwards for a brief Q&A and discussion. And Ms. Peck has been able to actually trace her roots back to the enslaved community at Montpelier. And some of her relations include Muhammad Ali, Senator Henry Clay, and educator and civil rights activist Nannie Helen Burroughs.
So this will help folks out there in the community that come and listen to maybe spark an interest in their own roots, looking back at their own roots and their culture here in the community, right?
Right, exactly.
How has this gone so far with these discussions? Because this is something that's just getting started, right?
This is brand new, and I think that they're going really well. You know, this is really important for the center because we want everyone to be able to come and make real life connections with other people. We want people from all backgrounds and cultures to be able to come and feel like they're in a place where they can get the support that they need.
So if you're interested in taking part in this speaker series here, with this discussion with DNA is coming up on Thursday, the 26th, as we see on your screen there at 6:30. Is it open to anyone? Do you have to register or anything?
It's free and open to the community. Just come in and be a part of our discussion.
Excellent. At the center there on Hillsdale Drive. Excellent. Deanna Sheedy, as always, we appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you.
And we will be right back.